Hey everyone, we should be live now, so you should be able to hear us. Those of you who are asking about audio, if you can't hear us now, maybe try turning up your speakers. We're going to get started in a few minutes here. We'll wait just people are joining right now, so we'll give them a couple more minutes, and maybe we'll start at let's say 1:04 on the dot. So feel free to grab a glass of water if you need. I like to comment about putting some music in the meantime. I think if we do that, we'll get taken down because of copyright violation. But it's a great idea. But we're gonna get started now, anyways. So hopefully everyone's in their chair and ready. A few housekeeping things before we start is that if you do have any issues hearing us audio-wise or seeing our screen, anything like that, please say something in the chat. Just let us know that you're having issues, and we'll try to fix them as best as possible. There's an echo. I'll turn the audio down maybe. The next thing I want to mention is that we're aiming for this to be about 30 minutes or so long, just so you have an idea of how long this will be going on for. Second, we will be having a live Q&A afterwards. So if you have any questions throughout the presentation, please feel free just to post them in that live chat box, and we'll be scrolling through and answering any questions that are posted throughout the live stream. And lastly, if you do happen to leave, grab a glass of water or something like that, don't worry, because we will be recording this and we will be emailing out in a few days to everyone who registered. So no worries if you miss something, it'll be coming back around. So let's get started first, and we're going to get started with some introductions. So the person talking right now, myself, my name is Kevin Wild. I'm the head of partnerships at Bold Commerce. For those of you who haven't heard about Bold Commerce, we are a Shopify app developer. We make probably about a dozen or 2 dozen apps on the Shopify App Store that are all designed to help store owners make more money. So I'm going to be chatting to you today about things like LTV and subscriptions. Next, I'm going to let Laith from Refersion introduce himself.
Hey guys, very excited to be here. My name is Laith Raj. I'm the Senior Customer Success Manager here at Refersion. We're a Refersion app that is in the Shopify App Store, as well as other e-commerce platforms. We are an affiliate tracking platform for you to manage your affiliate network. Very excited to be here, very excited for the integration and to work together on this webinar.
Okay, and next I will let Ashley introduce herself.
Hi guys, my name is Ashley, and later in the presentation I'll be talking to you about managing your program, recruiting affiliates, and then continuing growing your program as it progresses with the affiliates.
Perfect. So sorry about the echo, guys, if you're hearing that. I just want to make sure that's not there. So this is the agenda of what we're going to cover today. So the person saying in the comments box about LTB, I meant LTV. Sorry if I'm not enunciating correctly there. So for the agenda today, first we're going to be chatting about LTV, so lifetime value. We're going to be talking about what that stat is, how you can calculate it, and why you should know it. Then Laith is going to jump back in. He's going to talk about affiliate marketing and how you can use affiliate marketing to grow the size of your business and bring more people to your store. Then Ashley's going to come in and she's going to talk about affiliate marketing as well, but she's going to be talking about the influencer's perspective. So when you're bringing affiliates to your store for them to promote your product, some tips about keeping them happy and entertained. Then I'm going to come back in. I'm going to talk about some subscription stuff, how subscriptions can be used to increase the value of your customers and help you make more money from your online store. Laith is going to chat a little bit about how our integration between Bold and Refersion works. And then we're going to do that live Q&A I mentioned afterwards. So like I said, this should all take about 30 minutes. And hopefully, hopefully you guys get a few tips from this. So let's talk about LTV to begin with. So if there is one thing I could have you guys take from this presentation, it would be to go home and to know what LTV is. So LTV, or lifetime value, is a stat that has likely been thrown around in blog posts. You might have read about it online. Most of you probably have heard about it before, and rightfully so. It's one of the most important numbers for any e-commerce merchant. Lifetime value really means what each customer is worth to you. So on average basis, what are your customers worth to you? And that could be affected by how much money they spend on each order, how much your products cost, how many times they return. Those will all affect the value of a customer to you. And we all know it's hard to acquire new customers, much harder to acquire new customers than to maintain existing ones. You could try things like social media, paid advertising, retargeting, Google AdWords, all these kind of strategies to bring more people to your store and get them to buy your product. But the thing that these all share is that they all cost time or money. So it's really important when you're investing time and money that you know the potential return of what a customer could be for your store. So you must know what a customer is worth, because if you don't, you could be making some mistakes. For example, you wouldn't want to know, or you wouldn't want to say spend $100 to acquire a customer that on average is only going to spend $30 over their lifetime. You wouldn't want to do that. So you want to look at ways to increase their value or look at ways to acquiring them for cheaper. But we're going to be focusing on increasing their value during this presentation. So to figure out your lifetime value, it's a very, very easy formula, probably one of the easiest formulas you've seen. And that is just taking total revenue over a time period, say over the past year, and then dividing that by the number of unique customers over that same time period. I want to put some emphasis on the word unique. It's not your total customers, it's your total number of unique customers. And when you do that, it's just going to give you a dollar figure. And that dollar figure could be $20, it could be $400, it could be $2,000. But that is what each customer is worth to you on a lifetime basis. So it's important to know that, because the higher the lifetime value of your customers, the more time and money you can spend on acquiring new customers. But really, it just gives you a good pointer, gives you a good idea of how much you can and should be spending if you want to be profitable. So how do you increase the lifetime value of your customers? How do you make your customers more valuable to you? Well, there's a lot of strategies for doing that, and we're going to be talking about some of those today. The first is we're going to be talking about affiliate marketing and how affiliate marketing can be used to promote your products, to have more people to come to your store, and ultimately make more sales. So I'm going to welcome Laith back in to talk a little bit about affiliate marketing and what it's all about. Laith?
Thanks, Kevin. So first, let's talk about the term. I know affiliate in different contexts can mean different things, but what we'll be talking about today is how to use affiliates, sometimes known as publishers, sometimes also known as influencers, depending on what platform they're using and how they're promoting products, to help you acquire new customers and generate more sales for your business. There we go. There are a few variations on how affiliate marketing works, but this is the basic premise. You create an affiliate program, set it up, decide what commission you want to offer, and you'd use that program to recruit affiliates. So you'd send it out to potential affiliates, asking them to sign up, telling them about the benefits and how much commission they'll earn. The affiliates would sign up and they would promote your products. This is all pretty straightforward. They might use blogs, they might use social media, YouTube, they might have a review site that they'll post about your products on. And if anyone clicks on their links and ends up purchasing, they would earn a commission from that purchase. You would pay them that commission, and hopefully that would create a snowball effect because they're excited that they've earned that commission. They promote your products even more, maybe even tell their friends who are also affiliates. about their product, about the product and about your program, and get that snowball effect. Well, you might be thinking, how does this increase my LTV? It does this primarily, it does this in a few different ways, but primarily it does this by reducing the cost of acquisition of new customers. So therefore, increasing revenue for your customer, which is the numerator in the formula that Kevin went over earlier. Additionally, it creates a warm intro to your brand. So affiliate marketing or affiliates and influencers usually have an engaged audience. They know what they're talking about. They're kind of have that community built up. When the affiliate posts about something, that they're viewed as a trusted source for their followers. If the affiliate recommends something to the audience, the follower is not only likely to purchase, but also come back and purchase it again, maybe even tell their friends. This is especially, I think, effective if you're launching a new product. The followers and the audience of the affiliate are going to feel like they're in the know. They're one of the first people to find out about this new product. And if they come back and they come back again, you've increased your LTV because you've had that recurrence and you've had the person come back and come back again to purchase. This is an example actually of an affiliate post. It's a Pura Vida bracelets, which is a client of both Refersion and Bold Commerce, and I think Kevin's going to talk about them a little bit later on. But it's a really straightforward way to promote, saying, hey, if you guys missed the sale, use this coupon code, you'll get a discount. That coupon code, anytime it gets used, Refersion recognize that and credit the affiliate for that order. So really straightforward. Now, a huge advantage of using affiliate marketing, I mean, obviously, in addition to increasing the retention and the recurrence of the product, is the effectiveness when it's compared to traditional advertising. You can see the stat here. Edelman discovered that 75% of your purchases are influenced by what your friends purchased and what they talked about. This makes intuitive sense. If you're telling me your product is great, I might be like, well, of course he thinks this product is great. But if I hear it from a third party, I'm not much more likely to trust it and therefore purchase. Also, keep in mind that if you're working with a limited marketing budget, a lot of the affiliate marketing programs are going to be based on a cost per acquisition model, which means that you only pay a commission if there's an actual conversion. So if someone purchased the product through an affiliate's effort, that's when you would pay. There's no guessing, well, is this person or is this ad reaching the right audience? How effective is it? It's actually pretty cut and dry. This post generated this purchase. Another advantage of affiliate marketing is building brand awareness. This goes back to how it increases your LTV. As you know, a customer is much more likely to buy from a familiar brand. Nielsen says that 60% of customers prefer buying from a brand they know. Obviously, this makes sense. Probably didn't need Nielsen telling you about it. If you're a new merchant and you're trying to break in an existing market, this is a really good way for you to have the affiliates do that legwork. So they're going to be promoting your brand. They're going to be talking about it, maybe doing a review site, having their friends retweet it and talk about it, which as a side benefit not only increases the brand awareness, but also can generate some great SEO juice for your brand. So hopefully that gave you a kind of a very brief, quick overview of how affiliate marketing works and how it can benefit your brands. You might be thinking, all right, well, this is all great and dandy, but how do I get affiliates to sign up? How do I keep them happy? To learn more about that, I'll hand it over to my colleague, Ashley. She has experience both working as a publisher, so as an affiliate herself, as well as an affiliate manager. So she has kind of a really great perspective of what to do and how to get affiliates to sign up. Ashley?
Thank you so much, Laith. Hi, guys. So as Laith told you about kind of the foundation and the basic formula for affiliate marketing, I'm going to be speaking to kind of give you the affiliates perspective and what to think about as you begin to develop your program, get affiliates involved, and then how you can keep growing it. So the first point that I want to go over is how to manage the management and the overall game plan. And the number one question that I get from merchants every single day is, how do I recruit affiliates? It's a very important question. You know, after you get set up, you're really excited to get affiliates, but unless you have your management and your game plan ready, it's really not going to go anywhere. So I want to review the management pieces prior to telling you about tips for recruiting affiliates. And my first point here is to, it sounds pretty basic, but I'll give you kind of an insight behind it, is to create an enticing offer. So how do you do this? Well, a very basic step and a very, very important step into learning, you know, what is an ideal offer in your vertical would be to research and look at your competitors' offers. See what they're offering on their affiliate program. See, maybe you want to switch it up, but it's a good baseline. It's somewhere to start. And then in general, whenever you're creating your offers, please think about the affiliate's perspective. After you take into consideration your product margin and how much, you know, what you have to work with on your business side, then you have to think about your affiliates. And I like to think of the affiliates as an extension to your sales team. So they're a really important piece because they're representing your brand. So never forget that. My second point here for management is to be ready. You know, think about and decide within your company who's going to be managing this program. Is it going to be one person or maybe a couple people? But there needs to be dedicated point of contact and people that the affiliates can learn and really build that relationship with. And then my final point on this section is communication. So what is your game plan for communication? Are you going to be sending out weekly newsletters? Would you rather do direct emails? That's a bit more personal. And how will you introduce your brand to these affiliates? So once someone signs up and they want to join your program, what's the process? Like, it's very important. This is a relationship, and it's a very important first step. So have that in mind and ready to go before you begin recruiting your affiliates. So that leads me to my next part. So once that's ready to go, then it's time to recruit your affiliates. So I'm going to give you some kind of insight. You know, as I said, people are really excited and they want to get affiliates as quickly as they can and get started. So I'm going to give you some tips here on how to do that. So again, similar to my point about management, take a look at your competition. Who are your competitors targeting? And two tools that I use to do a backlink search on your competitors is tools that I recommend is SEO Moz and SEMrush. And the rationale behind this is that there's a strong possibility that those bloggers that are writing about your competitors and working with them are very strongly possible to also work with you and to join your affiliate program and work with your brand. So very basic first step. A second step, a very quick way to get started, is to look who is ranking for your keywords and use your own analytics to use that information to search for not only organic search results on Google and other search engines, but also on social platforms. So again, you know, it's a very basic way to help you find affiliates quickly, to see who would be a good fit. And the third point that I want to make here when recruiting affiliates is to create and incentivize affiliates with unique offers depending on the category of the affiliate. As my colleague Leif discussed, sometimes there can be an influencer, or maybe you'll be working with a discount coupon blogger, for example. Within Refersion, it's very easy to create unique offers for those particular affiliates, for your different types of affiliates. So just be aware that the influencer might need a very different offer than the discount blogger. And then finally, my fourth point here is use the resources that you can. So one resource that comes complementary to signing up with Refersion is our marketplace. And our marketplace is essentially a directory of all of our Refersion merchants by category. And we have around 5,000 affiliates on there looking for programs to join. So it's a very quick way to get attention to your program and hopefully get some affiliates and get started as quickly as possible. And then an extension of that, by joining the marketplace, we also have some really cool publisher integrations that I'd be happy to discuss with you. It's just another way, a free resource to get started and grow your program. So finally, the next point that I have is, how do you continue making the affiliates happy? So you have your management, you've recruited your affiliates, so how do you keep going? So the point here that I have, it's kind of a common thread throughout the other parts that I've discussed, is regular messaging and solid communication. The affiliate begins to expect regular communication built from what you started in the beginning. So keep that going. Keep the relationship going. You want to stay in their inbox. They need to see you. It's brand awareness. They need to think about you in order to promote your product. So it's very similar to the customer strategy in that way. And my second piece here is the affiliate loves for you to make their job as easy as possible for them to write about your brand. So one idea here is to provide the affiliate with content ideas. Give them something, an exclusive look, maybe of a particular collection or product that's about to launch. Just helping them as much as possible create that content with any kind of promotional materials can go a long way and help you just easily be promoted. And then my third point here is that to be prepared for your promotional, particularly with this seasonal, the holidays, you want to schedule this far in advance so that both you and the affiliate will be ready and prepared. For example, you don't want to send someone for a holiday campaign. You don't want to ask them to promote you on December 21st. You want to do that November or even prior. So be prepared in that regard, because affiliates are busy too, and there's a lot of brands that want to work with them. So just be as early as you can. And then finally, as my colleague Laith was showing you on Instagram, how there was a coupon code tracking availability. My point here is that if you decide to offer coupon codes for your affiliates to use, be aware of, like I said, the different types of affiliates. Be aware of their audience. Again, maybe the discount's going to be very different for your different types of affiliates, or maybe per each affiliate. So, there are unique coupon codes that you can offer your affiliates, but just be aware of their audience and what do you think will work best, and test and see what is going to perform the best. So that's all I have for you guys today. I'm happy to take questions after the slides.
Thanks, Ashley. That was great. How's everyone doing so far? Have any of you guys gone and calculated what your LTV is already? Hopefully a few of you have. So again, like Ashley said, if you have any questions, please feel free to submit them now, and then we'll continue. Like we said, we'll answer them at the end of the presentation. Yeah, we're excited to have a little chat afterwards. So I'm back, Kevin, here to chat about subscriptions. So subscriptions, I mean, you guys have all subscribed to something at some point. You'd have to. Whether it's a magazine subscription made back in the 90s or a cable subscription or your cell phone plan, everyone subscribes to something. But in the world of e-commerce, subscriptions have started to make a comeback, and they've started to become really popular online, and for good reason, because they are making stores more money. Subscriptions is all about turning one-time purchases into repeat buyers. So convincing those customers who may have come to your store once to come back 2, 3, 4 more times, thus increasing the value of those customers. So I'm going to walk you through a couple of examples of how you could implement subscriptions into your online store, because I'm sure some of you guys are thinking, hey, I wonder how can I add subscriptions? So here are a couple examples. One example, the first one is kind of an obvious one, and the second one is a little bit more unique. So the first example is a consumable product. Let's say you sell coffee or vitamins, something that has to get repurchased over and over again. Well, once this customer buys your coffee and drinks it all and needs more, you'd hope that she'd come back to your store and buy another bag. We all hope that, but we know that there's a lot of things that can happen during her purchase cycle that may prevent her from buying from you again, despite how great your coffee might be. She might get word from a friend, the new blend that's available is really way better, a new brand's better. She might see something else on sale, or just maybe want to change things up. There's a lot of reasons why that could happen. But how do we prevent that thought process from happening? How do we just keep her locked in? Well, quite simple. We offer the ability to the customer to subscribe by offering an option to say, have their coffee delivered every 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. That way the coffee just lands at their door automatically. It's one less thing for them to worry about. They're happy because they don't have to think about reordering coffee or or have a day without coffee, God forbid. And they also maybe get a little bit of a discount for it if you're going to offer them a discount to people who subscribe. It all results in that customer continuing to come back to you and not having the risk of losing them. And to add a subscription to your store, it's very simple. By installing our app, you get the option to have the subscription right on your product page. You see this example here is offering a 20% discount to anyone who subscribes. And then once they click that, they get the option to select how frequently they would like the coffee delivered, whether it's 1 month, 2 months, completely up to you. The other example I want to give you is maybe you sell a good that doesn't need to be replaced very frequently, maybe not at all. Maybe like a t-shirt or jewelry, accessories, things like that. You might think it's tough to add subscriptions for your store, but it's really possible. And the example I'm going to show you today, or talk to you today, is a client that Laith mentioned earlier, which is Pure Vita bracelets. So how could a brand like this offer a subscription? Well, they could offer with something like maybe a loyalty membership or a VIP membership. You could offer the people to subscribe to your program for, say, $10, $15 a month, similar to a Costco membership, if you're familiar, where they'll get access to exclusive products. Maybe they'll get exclusive deals or see exclusive content that only members can access, like blogs or videos. It's a great way for customers to sign up who are loyal to your program and get some recurring money. I want to show you the example that I mentioned earlier, which is Pure Vita bracelets. So they sell bracelets, obviously, a product that doesn't need to be renewed all the time, but people like to collect them and they like to buy more. So they encourage this by having a join the club link at the top of their website. And when you click that link, you're brought to this page here, which describes their Pure Vita monthly VIP club. Customers can subscribe monthly or on an annual basis, and when they do, they get 3 exclusive bracelets every month that are only available to subscribers. That means big fans of their brand, people who love their bracelets, will want to subscribe so they can get those exclusive bracelets, because otherwise they're not going to be able to get them. They've seen some tremendous success with subscriptions, and it's one of the biggest revenue makers for Pure Vita, so they've been really happy. And why is it worth all this work? You know, like those 2 examples are great. Maybe you have to spend a little bit more time thinking about how subscriptions can work for your store. Well, why should you do it? Well, it's because LTV has increased an average of 178% when subscriptions were offered. That's huge. It's almost twice as much by just encouraging customers to subscribe. So there's really no reason, if you're looking to improve the lifetime value of your customers, that you should not be offering subscriptions. So we make an app called Bold Subscriptions. Some of you guys attending may already be using it, so this might be a little bit of a refresher, and maybe some of you aren't using it currently. Sorry, echo again. So we want to chat a little bit about some things that you can do with subscriptions. And these may be unique to our app, may not be, but I want to just mention that they're part of our app. So first is that they're easy to get started. So it's easy to set up subscriptions. You install the app, and within minutes, you can be creating a subscription in your store that meets your exact store needs. You can also create the subscription business that works for your store. So you can choose whether you want customers to be able to select how frequently they deliver it, or like Pure Vita, you can lock them into a monthly subscription where they don't have options. Customers can also manage their own subscriptions with our app. So they can log in, they can skip a shipment, for example, they can modify the product they're subscribed to, change the variant, they can do all that kind of stuff, including updating their own payment information. It's also fully customizable. So when you install our app, you can make it look exactly like your brand, like the rest of your store, so it won't look right out of place. So you might be thinking, you know, Bold, Refersion, you know, why are we doing a live stream together? And really, it makes a lot of sense. We're both companies that are trying to help you merchants make more money. And we're doing it in different ways. You know, we have a subscriptions app. Refersion is obviously an affiliate marketing solution, but those 2 solutions go hand in hand. And we recently built an integration between our 2 solutions so that you could offer additional promotions to people who refer subscribers, because it is great to offer a subscription solution, but it also can be hard to build up that subscriber. So that's where Refersion comes in. Now we're going to chat a little bit just about how the integration works and how you can use these 2 apps together in conjunction. And Laith is going to talk a little bit about how this is possible. Laith?
Awesome. Thanks, Kevin. As Kevin mentioned, we're really excited about the integration. I think it'll benefit a lot of our clients and really help push up their LTV and just their overall revenue. Both teams at Refersion as well as at Bold worked really hard to get the integration working and make it super, super easy to set up and get started with. So all you need to do is connect the app. So first you'd install Bold, you'd install and configure Bold, you'd install and configure Refersion. Obviously both pretty easy to set up, available in the Shopify app stores. After that, to connect the two, you would simply get the Refersion API keys and then put that into the integrations page on Bold and run a test order just to make sure that the tracking is working properly. That's it. That's all you need to do. You're all set. Now you can offer recurring commissions for those recurring orders. Once you're set up with Refersion, you can offer a few different things. The offers actually, as Ashley mentioned, you can set them up in multiple different ways. We support multiple types. You can do percentage of sale. You can do flat rate per order or per item. You can do tiered commissions, so motivate your affiliates to earn a higher commission the more revenue they get. And with this integration, you can actually choose the number of recurrences to credit the affiliate. So for example, if you're selling coffee, you want to give, for any new customer that an affiliate brings in, the first 3 months, they'll get 20% commission of those orders. You can set that up very, very easily from within Refersion and get started with it super quickly. If you have any questions or need any assistance with getting set up, definitely feel free to reach out to us. We're based in New York. We're happy to help. Give us a call. There's no implementation fee or anything like that. So you can definitely reach out and we'll help you out. All right, so that covers it actually from the presentation side. Hopefully you learned a little bit about affiliate marketing, about the integration, about subscriptions, and now so if you have any questions, type them in the chat box, type them in the ask a question box, and we'll get to them.
All right, thanks, Lace. So yeah, get your questions in now if you have questions about affiliate marketing, subscriptions, or LTV. First off, I want to go through a couple of the questions in the chat as we were going along there. One that kind of came up a few times was understanding the LTV formula. So again, it is taking the total amount of revenue over a time period. So let's say over the past year. So let's say you've made $1 million over the past year, and you divide that by the number of unique customers. So when I say unique customers, what I mean is the number of individual customers that have bought from you over the past year. So say 5 customers, 5 individual people came to your store and made purchases. Maybe some of those people bought twice. We only want to include that 5 number. We don't want to include the fact that they bought twice. So if you export your number of customers from Shopify and the customers may be repeated, we don't want that. We only want the number of individual customers because that's going to give you the most accurate way of seeing what the value of each customer is. Obviously, if a customer comes back and buys multiple times, we want that to increase the value of the customer and not decrease it. So that's why it's important to include unique customers. Okay, I'm just going to scroll through this here as well. Got a few people asking about recurring orders. Yeah, so recurring orders is the same thing as Bold Subscriptions. We just went through a little bit of a rebrand and changed the name of the app, but rest assured it's the same thing. And yes, Refersion and recurring orders or Bold Subscriptions work together. That is what the integration is all about. We had a question here about affiliates saying, can you create multiple offers for different affiliates? Maybe I'll let Laith jump in on this one.
Yep, absolutely. So absolutely, you can definitely do that. We actually recommend doing that because you might have a super affiliate that you're looking to attract, that you're just starting out to work with, and you want to give them like a really high percentage, like 30% or something. But you don't want that offer to be on your general page for potential ambassadors that come in to find your affiliate program. So that offer might be 10%. So you can definitely customize that. You can even do a combination of percentage of sale, flat rate, depending on what you want to do. You can absolutely have multiple offers and customize it so that each affiliate has their own offer. And one thing that's great about Refersion is that we don't restrict the number of affiliates. So in all our plans, you can have an unlimited number of affiliates, and you can have an unlimited number of offers. So I guess theoretically, you could have an offer per affiliate if you wanted to. I'm not sure why you'd want to do that, but you definitely can do that. Well,
Thanks. So looking through a few other questions we have questions about how the integration works. And you know what, probably the best way to approach that is we do have some integration guides. Maybe we could include that. We'll include that in the email afterwards because we have easy walkthrough guides that explain how the apps can get connected together. It really is just a 5-minute process. But it begins by going into the Bold Recurring Orders app and going to the settings and then going to integrations. And then you should be able to go from there. We have a question asking about, do we have a free option for very small businesses? We don't have a free option. We do have some free apps. Some of our apps are completely free, like our multi-currency app and others. With recurring orders, we give a very long 3-month free trial. So we give you a full 90 days to try it out. And we believe that if you launch your store and you are able to put some effort behind it, you should be able to build your subscribers to the point of when the app should be hopefully paying for itself or very soon. We have a question here, and this one might be best for Ashley about SEM Rush and SEO Moz. Some people are asking for some more details. Ashley, could you speak to that?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just a tool. Well, it's 2 separate tools that I found along the way for finding not only recruiting affiliates, but also just very great data about your website and any kind of competitor research you would want to do. They're both free versions and paid versions. So they're all web-based, so I encourage you to check it out. It's just the best ones that I found. And then I'll go ahead and answer Michael's question, if that's okay, because I saw it on screen. It says, I have about 10 affiliates, but I've only one ever responds to my email. So I jotted down some things that automatically I thought of to help you. So number 1, I would go back and review your offer. Not to say that you have a bad offer, but maybe it's not incentivizing enough for the affiliates. So maybe there's something more that you could do there. Or, whenever you do email them, ask them for a phone call. I encourage people actually to get on the phone with their affiliates, especially if it's a deep relationship that they want to create. My third point here is give them something special. It doesn't have to be a product per se, but maybe an exclusive offer on a particular product or something extra, because you're trying to get their attention here. There's a reason why they're not responding to your emails. And then also, maybe it could just be based on the sheer number. If you only have 10, maybe it's time to do a little bit more recruiting. I don't know if that was intentional with the intent, but I suggest maybe you haven't found your core affiliates yet. So I hope I was able to answer your question.
Thanks, Ashley. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. So just to go into the last few questions there, how do I use the LTV is a question. The LTV is just a number that you should know so that you know the value of customers to you, and keep that in mind when you're spending money and when you're spending time trying to acquire new customers. Because again, when you're looking at cost per click and you're looking at social media ads, spending that kind of thing, it's really important to know what it means to you if you acquire a customer revenue-wise. We have some questions about a discount for Bold app. We currently don't offer any sort of discount for for having multiple apps in your store, because there's really no way for us to do that with Shopify currently. So sorry on that. But then we have a couple of questions about Refersion that I'll probably pass off to Lace. One about how you can get a financial incentive for purchases, say via PayPal, Square, or the Shopify system. And one talking about getting a large amount for the first order and going down to smaller amounts. So I will pass that back to Lace.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for that. I actually don't see the PayPal, the first question. I'll start with the second question, and then maybe I'll find the second one. So as far as paying the affiliate a large amount for the first order and then lower commission for the recurring orders, this is currently not possible, but you can definitely think about it in terms of limiting the number of recurrences and then structuring your offer that way. So maybe versus if you wanted to pay like a 70% commission, spreading that out, which actually might work to your benefit, because That way, the affiliate would have an incentive to keep that customer on, and to promote the product, so that it's not just a quick, all right, I buy it once and then I'm done, or I get my audience to buy it once and then I'm done. But I'm actually communicating that and reaching out to them, getting that relationship going. And then what was, actually, I cannot find the other question, Kevin. Was it in the chat box? The PayPal question?
Yeah, so we had a question earlier that was about asking about if you could do a financial incentive for somebody who was referring, like, for an affiliate instead of a coupon code.
Oh, I see. Well, it could be, the coupon code could have a financial incentive built in. So it could be like $5 off. It doesn't have to be a percentage. So that's one way to do it. If you're talking in terms of the affiliate earning, like what the affiliate earns, then yeah, it's a commission. It could be a percentage, or it could be a flat rate, or there are other options that we could discuss. I think that's what you're asking. If not, definitely feel free to type in any more clarifications. I'd be happy to go over that. And actually, there's one question that I'd like to get to, that's in the ask a question box, about the percentage of returns for affiliates, what you suggest. I think Alexandra asks about the percentage of commissions.
Okay.
Yeah, Ashley, do you want to take that?
Yeah, sure. Hi, Alexandra. It really depends on your vertical. If we're talking about fashion, it's typically 8 to 12% and up. But again, it really depends on your vertical. So my suggestion here is to, because I don't know your vertical, just find a good sample of your competitors' affiliate programs if you can, and take a look at what they're offering. Because even if it's something standard in your vertical, however, maybe your competitors are offering 15, it doesn't mean you have to offer 15, but it means you have to get a little creative. So I always suggest taking a look at your competitors on different affiliate marketplace and see what everyone else is offering. At least that's the starting point. And then as you develop the relationship with the affiliates, you'll also be able to see what's working, what's performing well, and then talk to them and develop a relationship and see what's really going to incentivize them.
Yeah, and actually a great resource for doing that research is the marketplace. As Ashley talked about earlier, as part of Refersion, you get access. You can list your offer on the Refersion marketplace, and you can actually log in there yourself, and you'll see what other merchants in the same vertical are offering. So that way you can do a little bit of research and be prepared when you're approaching an affiliate that you're offering them a good commission. And like Ashley said, it doesn't have to be a high commission. You can get creative. You can sell them a free product. You can give them a discount, or you can just even be very interactive and liking their content and reposting it on your blog or on your Twitter, whatever avenue you use to get them engaged and get them involved with your brand.
Yeah, there's a few more questions I want to just answer here. A lot of them about the integration. So just to clarify, yes, now with this integration, if you are a user of both Bold Subscriptions and Refersion, and an affiliate refers someone to buy a subscription, they will get credit for that purchase. Before that wasn't the case, but now they will get credit for referring subscribers. And as well, like Leigh showed, you can set up the length of, say, affiliate commissions they'll receive. So if you want them to receive, say, only 1 month, 1 credit for the first month of a subscription, or if you want them to receive credit for the first year of referring a subscriber, you can change that within Refersion. There's also a question here about if there's anything additional you need to do if you're switching from a different subscription app to Bold and already use Refersion. No, you just have to enter the API information in the in Bold Subscriptions, and it will work just like it should. There's a last question here, I think, is asking if we're able, Bold Subscriptions is capable of offering a discount to a customer that subscribes to more than one product. Not something that I've really seen well implemented before. No, not really. We don't really have any ways, because it would be tough, because if somebody had one product and they subscribed to a second one and got a discount for subscribing to that second one, if they canceled their first one, we'd have to have a way of increasing the price of the second product. It would get a little bit tricky, but something we'll definitely look into and think of in the future. I think we've answered most of the questions, but maybe I'll have Laith have a chance to go through and make sure that everything's answered on their end as well.
Yeah, there are a couple of ones that I want to get to. One of them is from Chris Tsank in the Ask a Question box. He asks, for subscriptions, would affiliates earn a one-time earning or earnings for each month going forward? Is there a setting to toggle? So that's the great thing about the integration, is that you can choose if they earn once, or if they earn a lifetime, or if they earn 3 months, or 3 occurrences, 4 occurrences. However you want to do that, you can completely set it. You can actually just do it yourself on a per offer basis. So super easy to do. Let's see. Do you have? And I think there was another one for Ashley. So I actually don't have the name here. No, Matt. Ashley, what have you guys seen as the best way to get the affiliates excited and fired up about working with brands, competitions, giveaways, features on social media? What are some ways you've seen brands be very successful with affiliates?
Okay, yeah, I was reading Matt's question, so I'm happy to answer it. Hi, Matt. Okay, so an interesting point here that I want to make on the flip side of this is, it's so funny because sometimes brands don't pick the best affiliates or influencers, maybe because they're unaware of who their customer is, I'm not sure. But the more niche and targeted that you can get with the right affiliate that has your customers, like whether that's like particular age group or particular like age, demographic, anything like that. However you can learn that customer and who your customers are, it helps you to pick better influencers. So my point here is that whenever you do these, number one, get as niche as possible. Like really spend your time researching to see, oh, this is like literally my customer. This is the right age, the right lifestyle, whatever the factors are, how you find your customer. And number two, to answer your question directly, I particularly really like giveaways on Instagram. I think they're engaging. It's very quick. You're going through your feed. That's what I prefer. Now Facebook has a bunch of plugins as well to do kind of competitions and liking and giveaways as well. So on both of those platforms, I think they perform really well. And then the other question, what are some of the ways you've seen brands be very successful? I also still really like, this actually kind of answers Chris's question on the other side, so I'll try to answer both of them, about creatives and not really having creatives. If you have the product margin, the thing I like about affiliates versus just doing a deal with an influencer, it's like a one shot and done, typically, with an influencer. If your influencer is on your affiliate program, it's usually more of a longer term relationship. So, maybe this is something you'd be more open to if you have the budget to send them a product to review, because going back to Chris's question, it can also help create content. So even if you don't have a lot of creatives on deck, if you have a conversation with them, I think that if you're sending them a product, I encourage you to have possibly a phone call. I'm always pushing the phone calls to kind of, whenever they've secured those placements on their blog for you, that is kind of free creative. So again, I still really like, as a publisher myself, I did get sent product, and I always liked those merchants. If there's something internally, like you're very thankful for it, and it's you're always going to remember that brand. And then finally, my point is, what are some ways you've seen brands be successful? In addition, is money always talks. So if you can increase your commission, if you can change it to a flat rate, if you can play around there with your offer, the affiliate's going to obviously prefer to work with you. So that's my answer.
Perfect. And there are a few questions that I'm going to try to summarize, maybe not read out the entire question, but as far as reversion customizations, yes, we definitely do customizations. So if you have a unique case that you're looking to work with reversion to use this for, definitely reach out. My email is on the screen, so happy to answer that and discuss that with you. And hopefully we can work together. As far as creatives, Ashley, I think touched on that as well. But you don't necessarily need to have creatives for your affiliates. I think creatives are great, especially if your affiliates are going to be bloggers and they're going to have their own website. But if you don't, you can send them product images or any sort of, or maybe even nothing. Just really try to engage them to get them to promote your products on social media or otherwise. And then let's see what else.
There's one question over here from Will. He said, would there be anything additional we would need to do if we were switching from another subscription app to Bold and already use Refersion? So maybe
there isn't. So
okay.
Yeah, you can actually just integrate. You put in the API information.
Oh, okay, that's what he said.
Cool. And then you're good to go. And then the other question that I saw on the chat box was how affiliates get their money. So you can actually, with Refersion, you can do this in multiple different ways. We recommend PayPal. We have a really great integration with PayPal Mass Payment, which is a service that PayPal provides. Once you have that integrated, you can pay your affiliates with just a couple of clicks. It really could not be easier. If you don't want to do that, you can pay them with store credit. You can pay them with an ACH or wire transfer check, and then mark them as paid in Refersion. So completely up to you. You have many different options there. And then I think there was one more. Try to find it. I think that's it. I think I covered the ones that I wanted to. Were there any ones that came in while I was talking? Let's say a couple more minutes left. Kevin, any ones for you? You good?
It covers it off quite well. I know somebody just asked, can we post our email addresses? I think you should be able to see them on the screen right now. We have the email addresses for everyone here, so feel free to reach out to any of us if you have any questions. It's been great to have your involvement, and we loved all these questions, and hopefully we answered everyone's. But if not, we missed one, just send us an email, and we'll definitely get to you right away. But I think this wraps it up. I want to thank everyone for attending. I want to thank Refersion for being with us today and talking about affiliate marketing. And yeah, I'm excited for you guys to go out, figure out what your lifetime value is, and go out and increase it. If you have any success stories, definitely please share them with us. And yes, last minute question, we will email you the recorded copy in a day or two. So keep an eye out for that. All right, take care. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thank Kevin.
Bye.